My name's John Libby and I'm vicar up at St James's Church, and for a number of years St James's Church has run what we call our OpShop or Opportunity Shop. It's a shop where we receive donations of good quality second-hand goods and clothing, particularly baby toys and a whole range of stuff, and we offer that at really good prices as part of our community support package. Also, through the OpShop, we offer the opportunity for people just to come in, have a chat and talk about some of those things that are on all our hearts. You know, why are we here? What are we up to? How can we get through today? Maybe ask for some help or support in filling out some forms or chatting through some problems. So it's part of our community support that we offer as a church. At this instant, we're looking to expand that operation, both on the site here by taking additional space and increasing the number of volunteers, but then opening up another shop or two as part of a diocesan initiative to offer community support onto many different estates and areas in the city.
I decided when I retired I wanted to do something with my time, so I decided I'd come down and I started in the sorting. Sorting is when bags come in, we sort all what we think is good, and what isn't good we put into another bag which is recycled, so everything is used, which is great. I enjoy the crack. Edith and myself have a good laugh here on a Tuesday, but I also find it worthwhile because I'm a person that doesn't like to waste things, so this fits my personality as well, I think.
3 years in July I've been here, and I was approached by one of the volunteers because I'd just retired and see if I had any spare time. We've sorted all these things and we know we want some skirts downstairs, so we're getting them priced and we'll get them downstairs this morning. The sooner they get downstairs, the sooner they'll get sold. The best part is when you put things out and they get sold so quickly. And I get very excited, as everybody knows. And I like lots of curtains downstairs because I think they go quick as well. And I always like to know how much we've made in a day, because it's all going to St James's Church, and let's face it, we'll get everything given and it's very good. And we'll get some very, very good stuff in. People will just keep changing things, get sick of things, as we all do, and they give them to us, which is very kind. And we have a lot of good stock. As you can see, all this around here is all waiting to be priced and then to go downstairs. This skirt has just come in and we've sorted it, so now I'm putting its ticket on, its price, and we always put the date on, being the date it is, and then when I get all these priced I'll take them downstairs and put them on the racks, and then they'll get sold. I enjoy that when I have priced things and they go downstairs and they're sold as quick as anything. That is very exciting to me. And just talking to the customers as well, it's nice because you get the same customers in all the time, especially the bingo ladies. They are very nice. And you just get to know the customers.
How much is something like that skirt you're just pricing there?
£1.50.
How much would that be if you went into a shop to buy anything equivalent, do you know?
Well, it's a Wallace, this one. To be quite expensive, say about 15.
Yeah.
But
right.
It's a nice little skirt. But then, we don't make them too expensive because half the time we've got a lot of stock, 12, and we like to get them sold as quick as possible. Because as you can see around about, we have got lots of stock to be going on with.
Well, here we are at the back of the OpShop. As you can see, the yard is fairly dilapidated and in a similar condition to the front of the building. From the front of the shop, and using the flats upstairs, there are a lot of different roles that the volunteers actually do here in the OpShop. There's the serving, obviously, at the counter, actually making contact with people, but some people spend hours and hours sorting, pricing, ironing and presenting the clothes. There are a lot of different tasks that are done behind the scenes. We have a vision for making this much better here, to actually use this space and have people meeting out here perhaps we can have some covered area, or coming out here for a coffee and drinks. It's actually a nice space, and it lends itself very well with the rest of the building. But we need you to help and get involved in that. There are many roles for different volunteers within the OpShop, and there are many ways that you can get involved. It's not just the face-to-face work that's at the counter from the shop, but also there's a team of volunteers who work upstairs in the flat, sorting, the ironing, the presenting, the pricing, and the preparation of all the goods that are donated. As a volunteer, perhaps with prayer or financial support, there are various ways you can get involved, and we really need that help to make this happen.
John, thanks for inviting us into your palace here, your Aladdin's Cave. You manage the whole operation, and this is a key part. This is the warehouse.
The warehouse.
Tell us a little bit about what happens here.
The warehouse is a fantastic and really necessary facility. Most of the donations that come to the shop, which as you've seen is already very crowded, can be brought down to the warehouse here. They're brought in at this stage and piled up, and then they're sorted. So they're broken down into the individual parts of what a bag may contain, and you just don't know what's going to come in with a bag. About 60% of what has to go for recycling, but nothing's wasted here, and that's an important part of what we do. But it'll be sorted into clothing, into the bric-a-brac. As you can see over there, an area for books. At the back there's toys, puzzles and games, etc. for the children.
I mean, this is a massive operation, potentially. We've got one outlet, and I think the dream is to open another one very shortly.
Absolutely, yeah. We could support probably up to 4 outlets from here. But the crucial element of that is people here to actually do the sorting and the preparation work that we spoke about, making the product look nice for the customers to buy.
The finishing touches, I know, are done actually in the shops themselves, and here is the basic sort. So really you need some more folk to give you a hand down here.
Absolutely. Whether it's an hour or a day, we could really do with some more folk just to be here, going through the bags, putting it in the different departments, and taking the stuff out for recycling.
And I guess there's huge potential here, because if we're running several shops, we can recycle the goods through the different racks, so people genuinely do see a lot of choice that doesn't stick there in any individual shop. Customers really like to see the stock changing over in a shop. It keeps them coming in. This way we can actually rotate the stock around the shops, so the shop is always the stock is always changing the shop. And it keeps the customers happy, and there's something for them to come and see. And it keeps the shop alive as well. People love to come in and see what's new there. And have the conversations as well. And that's what it's for, yeah. So all the donations come in, we strip off some stuff that can't be sold retail-wise, and that goes off for recycling. The other bits are sorted and priced and sold locally. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And are there any other needs, as far as you're aware, that if you share this sort of size of the operation? This building has been very kindly given to us to use, but we only have it till December. So we're going to have to replace with something potentially even bigger by then. I hope we have more outlets, and that's certainly what we'll be driving towards. And we've proven that this can actually, there's an absolutely fundamental role here. So that's going to be a need, a new warehouse. But I really desperately need people to come and help sort through. Probably the odd driver or two, by the looks. Yes, a driver would also be a good thing. It's a pick-up from the shop. Lots of stock gets dropped at the shops. Bring it down to here so we can sort it. Yeah, certainly. And people in here actually sorting through the... Wow. We've seen both ends of the operation. We've seen the warehouse, and we've seen the retail premises that are already open. This seems to have amazing potential. Tell us about the plans here. This is the new project, John, and you're right. You can see straight away we've got much more space. As soon as you come in, we're into a welcoming area. There'll be room here to have a tea, sit down, tea and coffee. Kitchen and hatch. Yep, so there's a servery there. Also some rooms that we can use, so if someone has a real issue or wants to have a private conversation, then there's somewhere can go and have that, which we don't have, as you say, at the other property. And at the other property we're looking to develop that when the property expands, which again is quite exciting news there. But what about the community use of these particular rooms? What are the kinds of conversations you're expecting to happen there?
The point of having somewhere like this is that each community, we can respond to their individual needs. So the needs that are in this community may be different from what's in Denton Street. And as a project, we can be flexible in meeting those needs. We've already had some contact with the parent and toddler group, and we have another room to the side that we can use to hopefully get that group back up and running, which would be fantastic. And perhaps there can be parenting courses coming spinning off from that. Some element of budgeting, help with people with budgeting.
Finances, debt counselling.
That kind of thing, yes. Once again, we've got the bigger room for groups, or we can use private rooms. There's also one or two people have asked for a hairdresser, which has worked at other places. They can come in and use a room just for a short time for an afternoon. One of the local charities who places people in employment and supports their placements, they've asked to use the room on occasions for interviewing people, and we're happy to facilitate that.
Great.
Sure.
So you come through the entrance area. We imagine people sitting down here, talking, having tea, coffee, and... with
their bags from the shop, of course.
With their bags on the shop, that's right.
And then we're going to come into the actual shop area itself. We'll ask you to use your vision here, but there'll be a counter to our right, and then this in here will be the retail area. We'll start at this end with a sitting area for children, with some books for them to read and perhaps some toys to play with, and then move, as we come down through the room, we'll probably start with ladies' clothes, because that frankly is the most popular of our product lines, coming down to gents and children's clothing, and at the back we'll have some bric-a-brac and books along the sides here. We still need to partition in here. There's still a lot of work to be done. We need to partition at the back, because although you saw the sorting at the warehouse, there's still that final pricing and storage on a day-to-day basis to restock the shelf, because things do move quite quickly. We keep our prices very low. We're one of the cheapest charity shops in the area, but we do that to enable people to afford what it is that we've got.
I meant to ask you in the warehouse, actually, the question I was thinking of there was really the stigma that used to be there of using charity shops has completely disappeared, hasn't it? It's now almost the place that a lot of people
have
are
woken
using.
up, I think. It's spread up now. It's actually quite trendy, some of the students that we get. We get a lot of contact with University of Cumbria students, and they'll come in and they'll buy their clothes out of choice. You know, they'll find something trendy and good for students.
And I guess the two things are there's great value as well as quite a huge range. You're not just looking at one designer name. Of course, you've got a whole rack full of them mixed.
Yes, absolutely.
So there's good value, but then also it's ticking all the boxes to do with recycling, low carbon footprint, making the use no waste and stuff as well.
Absolutely, all of those, and we're supporting this local community. As people drive into the charity shop because they know they're going to get good value, and they'll come and support the local shops as well. We have bakers, we have a co-op. They use those local shops as well. So it does good for the whole parade, the whole community.
And so similar here as to what we're hoping on the Denton Street site, that it will support and people will be able to go and purchase stuff to have with their teas and coffees and their seating and stuff here. It's not looking to go into competition with the shops that are there, but more to add value.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, we would see it working alongside the other shops.
Okay. Show us a little bit more of the other space. So I know there's another largest room there, and then there's a huge room.
I mentioned the parent and toddler group.
Yeah.
And hopefully this is where we'll get that going again in here. A larger room, as you can see, and suitable for using for groups. And there's no limit to what
separate
we can do
access,
in here.
toilets.
Separate access from the shop, and that allows you to go out to the toilets as well. So that's going to be a big help. It keeps the shop separate. Some young people might like to use this on occasion, some evenings. Local bands, let's support them.
Part of what happens at the OpShop on Denton Street is that obviously it creates a surplus because people give of their goods and their time, which is fantastic, to support what the church is doing in the community. And there it helps us employ a youth worker and a lay minister and visitor that are really trying to support local families and local youngsters as well. I guess we'd be looking to do the similar sort of thing here.
Absolutely, absolutely. We would love to support a detached youth worker perhaps to work with some of the young people that are outside. It will be run as a social enterprise, so the money that's raised gets fed back into the Christian community support activities that will go on from the premises.
So this is outlet 2, and I think already you're thinking about outlets 3 and 4.
Absolutely.
And that the idea, the Church of England Diocese, I think, is behind this in trying to help structure the network.
The Diocese has been fantastic in backing this. I think it's been really great. They've actually come up with a loan and supported us with staffing issues and really backed us all the way. It's, it's been fantastic. But the other nice thing about it is that other churches have got involved as well, and individuals from other churches have come along and helped us. You know, there's been a lot of work gone on here. I know there's a lot of work to do, but they've been fantastic.
And some of the parachurch organisations as well, which has been good. But really, so there's a whole range of different denominations, different parishes. What are the sorts of ways, can you just again tell us how you would like, if a church sort of, or any group that's linked sort of sees this happening, what should they do?
There is scope, just contact us.
Yeah.
Just contact us. If we know your skills, we'll find a job where we can use those skills. If you want to develop skills, we'll probably find a job where we can support you and develop those skills. There are innumerable tasks waiting to be done.
Do we have an email address?
Yep,
We'll
anything to inquiries at opshops.co.uk.
opshops.co.uk.
That's us.
Great. The last little thing that I know you've been working on is that you've been selling not just through the shops, but you set up a website as well, and on eBay and whatever.
As you saw at the warehouse, there's piles and piles of books and racks of books as well. Some of the books that come into the shop, we sell paperbacks of 50p to £1, and that's great. But some of them are worth quite a significant amount of money. And we would like, as we try to do with all the donations, is to maximise. If you've been good enough to donate, we'll try and do the best we can with that donation. So some of the things we'll sell on Amazon, which is a nice, easy way of selling the books for people, and that works really well. It maximises, again, as I say, that the price we'll get for those books. We'd love to open an eBay shop. We have some great quality stuff donated sometimes. We can get more money for some of that by selling it on the internet, where millions of people are looking at things. But it's time, and we need someone with those skills, or would like those skills, to do that. We'd be happy to train them.
Great, thank you.
Okay.
John, wow, we've seen a lot of the different aspects, like the social support and the sales side and the OpShop and community bits, but there's a lot of people in home groups and churches that will be wanting to pray for this and are. How do you see the Christian side developing here? Because that is actually where it is at its core.
The whole point of doing this really is to establish those relationships with people. The church is coming into the community, being relevant to the lives of people in the community. And as we get to know those people and our relationships deepen, that's when you get down to what really matters to people.
So a relationship establishes, people get to know that is linked through a group of Christians, through local churches and whatever. They can use that to inquire, and then probably we've got trained prayer ministry teams and people, haven't they? They could maybe come in and ask for some prayer if there's a particular problem.
As we've seen at the Denton Street property, from the contacts we've made with people down there, there are enough people now to run a Just Looking course. And actually in the flat above the property down there. So that's definitely the sort of thing we'd love to get going here as soon as we possibly could.
Great. I guess we're finding that if you go door to door around certain parishes and stuff, there's a lot of people actually that are happy to talk about spiritual things, where they are in their journey. And I guess to run something like a Just Looking, a Christian Basics, an Alpha course, whichever model Christianity explored, this would be ideal for people to
Absolutely, be issue or interest based. We can have groups here. We can talk to them. We can learn to understand where they're coming from, and hopefully, deepen that relationship and have those meaningful conversations, which is what it's all about.
Okay, so prayer ministry and Christian inquirers and support there. I guess also some of these, for a small acoustic kind of folksy kind of evening, maybe raising some issues there and talking through just question and answer, points of view, that kind of stuff. It'd be great to see that expanding again. We've had some wonderful testimonies of folk that have come to faith as a result of just making contact with what Christians are doing through operations like this. It'd be great to hear more.
Volunteering at the OpShops is for everybody, young and old, male and female. Craig, hi. You've been volunteering with us and working at the warehouse. What's been the best part for you?
It's been good to be able to volunteer and just to give something back and with my time, and just spend time helping organise the warehouse as well. It's been fun, I've enjoyed it.
Tucci, this is Tucci who's worked with us. Tucci, where are you from?
I'm from Brazil, and I'm here working with the Norwegian Mission Society.
From Brazil, fantastic, thank you. Tucci, for you, what's the best bit about working as a volunteer here?
I think it's being able to work with lots of nice people and in a nice and friendly environment and atmosphere. That's really good.
Let's introduce you to Emma, our volunteer coordinator. Hi, Emma.
Hi.
What's been the best part of the role for you?
I think it's been really good to meet the volunteers and build relationships with them, and also to be able to interact with the local community and the customers and stuff like that. It's a fantastic place, really.
Ernest, who's going to be the manager at the Morton shop. How are you feeling? What's going to be exciting for you?
We've had a bit of a wait to get in, but we've had very positive feedback from people in the community, and I'm ready to get going.
Great stuff. What we've seen here is the St James model, which we hope to take firstly at Morton and then hopefully throughout the whole diocese, allowing more churches to get more involved in their own communities.